Hi everyone, Michael Sandler here. Welcome back. I want to talk with you today about your soul contract. On the other side of the veil and in the Akashic Records, kind of this library of the universe, there is a contract. It is in writing or stronger. You did sign up for this. It's kind of crazy when you go, all of these challenges that are happening in my life, you're saying I signed up for this? Yeah, yes, you did. I'm so sorry. When I say I'm so sorry, it's because I know there's a lot going on in your life. I know you've been through a lot. I know how hard this has been. But it is here to serve you. Or as the expression goes, it is here for your highest good and the highest good of all. Now, if you've caught my past videos about, my past video specifically about what happened before I was born, I talked about going before a council of elders for myself saying, give me the works. The elders going, you can't handle the works. And no, me going, no, give me the works. I can take it. And them writing out a soul contract where I had blammo after blammo, accident after injury, after hospitalization, after. Now, for myself, I actually found this out in a past life regression therapy session, hypnotherapy session, about, 8 years or so ago. And I said, I want to stop having these accidents and injuries. And perhaps where you're going right now is, all right, first off, do I have a soul contract? And yeah, we'll talk about how you can tell in a moment. Do I have a soul contract? How do I change my soul contract? Does my soul contract mean that I have no free will? Well, let's see if we can go after these. First off, do you have a soul contract? Absolutely. You didn't come here by accident. What I'm talking about is not a single soul, not one, crossed the veil from there to here without a specific reason or purpose. You're here to learn. You're here to grow. You're here to expand, both for yourself and for all of consciousness. But there's specific key things that you came in here to learn. How do we find out what those key things are? Look for the patterns in your life. Look for the woundings in your life. What keeps on happening? Look for situations that keep taking place in your life. Is it relationships that keep blowing up? Is it occupations or jobs that you keep losing? Is it the reverse? You keep being gifted with money. Whatever are the repeating patterns in your life, are the hints, are the clues, are the Easter eggs. Talked about that a bit before. These are the strings you pull on. And when you pull on these strings, you get to the answer, who and what you are and why you're here. So for myself, blammo, accident after accident, injury after injury, to learn I'm an energetic being having an energetic experience in human form, and I can rise above these challenges. I am not just my body. I am not my diagnosis. I am not any of these things. You're not either. I had several terrible relationships so that I could learn to respect myself, to love myself. All of this, let's give one more example. There's a wounding that's been in me, not since the beginning of time, I don't believe, maybe, but since the beginning of this lifetime. You may have this too. It says, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. I might even be a screw up or a loser, in quotes. And pattern after pattern or experience after experience comes forward in our lives, is birthed to show us how much of a loser we are, to show us how much of an imposter we are, to show us how much we don't deserve X, Y, or Z. Here's the thing about a soul contract. These experiences aren't here to hurt you. They're not here to keep you down. Just the reverse, they're here to wake you up. You keep getting experience after experience after experience. It's a wake up! That's what your higher self is saying. That's what the elders are saying. Wake up, man. Wake up, woman. Wake up, loving person. They're here to help you to recognize the pattern, to see, aha, this is part of my soul contract. This is important. I get to listen, look, and pay attention, or in the expressions of my loving rooster Roo, pay attention to what's going on, because it's here to serve you. Not here to hurt you, but here to help you and to serve you. All of these experiences, everything in your soul contract is here to help you to learn and grow. So the first question, do we have a soul contract? Absolutely. The second question, can I renegotiate my soul contract? And I'm going to say, yeah, but. What in the world is yeah, but? It's a new word that says yes, but. So there is a certain amount of wiggle room and negotiation that can take place in your soul contract, particularly as you are learning and listening and paying attention and becoming awake and aware of what your soul contract is. The more aware you are, the more that you can rise above many of the elements. I didn't say all, please note, I did not say all, but many of the elements of your soul contract. So I came in with injury after accident, after boo-boo, after this, after that, after the other thing, till I had that past life regression session. And then I went into meditation, I went into my automatic writing, and I started talking with my angels and guides, going to the elders as well, and saying, can we have things a different way? And what I was told is to have things a different way, I needed to listen better. That a big part of my learning was to become more in touch and in tune with my higher self, with my calling, with the connection between me and spirit. And so I now have an expression, kind, gentle, easy, good. Kind, gentle, easy, good. Kind, gentle, easy, good. May I have all the lessons and learnings in my life in the kindest, gentlest, easiest fashion for my highest good and the highest good of all. May it be in a healthful fashion between you and me, because I'm very connected. You are too, but I have spent so much time practicing on the other side of the veil and through automatic writing. You know what I'm hearing? I had, after I renegotiated, 8 or 9 blissful years with very, very minor injuries or illness. Specifically, I broke a lot of toes in that time, and I broke the occasional rib, which was the universe's way of saying, pay closer attention. Your soul contract is we boo-boo you to help you learn and grow. We don't want to have to do that. So broke lots of little toes, broke a couple of ribs, paid very close attention. Until 3 months ago, when literally out of the blue, on my bicycle, I was plowed into by an SUV. Lucky to be alive, broke my pelvis in several places, shattered this wrist, which has, it's doing great. The scar is really healing well. And it's got some great titanium parts in it. How does it get any better than this? Between you and me, because I know that my wife Jessica's in the background and I really don't want to worry her. Was this part of my soul contract? Yeah, it was. Your soul contract has punctuation marks in it that may be unavoidable. I liken it to Back to the Future 3. If you've ever seen it, I love it. Michael J. Fox, an all-time favorite. They're on this locomotive trying to get up to 88 miles per hour to be able to travel back in time. And they put one brick, like explosive, in the boiler of the locomotive, and they get to a certain temperature, and poof, it takes off and they launch forward. And then they get to another temperature, there's another brick, poof, and they take off. And then the third, and they reach 88 miles an hour, and the rest is history. We have those bricks too. Those punctuation marks, I call them nodes in the timeline of our lives. These nodes are non-negotiables. Now, I can hear Marlon Brando saying you can have it the easy way or the hard way, but they are inescapable on some level, because of the amount of growth that is going to come once that brick in the boiler oven of our locomotive of our lives ignites. Did I cause myself to get hit by an SUV? No, not at all, not even in the slightest. I didn't say, universe, please send an SUV to blammo me. But my soul contract said, once Michael is ready, once he reaches a particular stage in his evolution, we get to help him take off to the next level. Please note, I said, and they said, when he is ready, when you are ready, when you wonder, why is one thing come after the next, or what did I do to deserve this? I just recovered from X, Y, and Z. Pay attention to divine timing, sort of like mine happened on Jessica's birthday. Pay attention to divine timing, because it only and always happens when you're ready. It only and always happens when you're ready. Sort of like when the student is ready, the teacher appears. In this case, when the student, and you're a mystic, or at least a mystic in training, it's why I have a School of Mystics, InspireNationUniversity.com. You can find the School of Mystics. Come join us every Wednesday night or 4 Wednesdays a month with your School of Mystics in training along with you. But with that said, when the student is ready, the teaching will appear. You are ready for that next gift, that next Easter egg, to help you to take off to a new and higher level. For whatever reason, this earth school, this higher density, we learn through pain, challenge, and discomfort. Cancel, clear, release. I expect that to change as we evolve, as we expand, as we grow, as humanity reaches a new level of consciousness. We're kind of on a scale of from what I understand, evolutionary species from 0 to 10, we're still at a 0. We're at the very bare bones. We learn through pain. It doesn't have to be that way. Part of the reason I'm doing this work with you, and part of the reason I'm helping and hoping for you to expand and grow and help others to learn and expand and grow, is because as our energy comes up, we hit a critical mass where humanity changes and evolves and leaps to a higher state of consciousness, leaps to a higher room or to a higher octave, sings a higher song, where we don't have to learn through pain, suffering, challenge anymore. But that's where we're at. So, when you get the cosmic smackdown, I like to go, no, not thank you, angels, may I have another, but thank you, angels, thank you, guides, thank you, everyone on the other side who set this up for me, and it is a cosmic setup. Make no mistake about it, this is a cosmic setup for your highest good and the highest good of all. Thank you for this setup. Now, the nodes are unavoidable in the timeline, but we just may be able to make things easier for ourselves. This means there's wiggle room in the contract. 8 years ago until now, no serious accidents or injuries. Woohoo! Why? Because I was listening and paying attention and more awake and aware at a higher level. The same can be said for you. A lot of this is the Marlon Brando. You can have it the easy way or you can have it the hard way. A lot of things can be easier if we drop down and listen on the inside. If we do things like automatic writing, and come join us for our live classes at automaticwriting.com. If we take time and build space into our lives for the universe to chase us down and to speak with us, to be in commune, deep level communication with us, communion with us. When we do that, when we're in communion or living in commune with the universe, many of these lessons can come in a gentler fashion. My wife Jessica and I were pregnant with twins. Until 2 months ago, we were not. We're now pregnant with a singleton, after 3 miscarriages in the past. Now, it is a brilliant gift that baby Hana is coming through. A brilliant, brilliant gift. How does it get any better than this? Baby Miraku transitioned back over to the other side for the moment. Was this meant to be? Was it part of our soul contract? Oh, flipping yes. Absolutely. That is perhaps the most profound event up to this point in our lives. The most profound event in our lives was absolutely meant to be. Was there anything we could have done about it? No, not at all. A total, complete setup. You have these setups too. Where we trip and fall is when we have these massive life experiences, which are horrendous, horrific, and awesome gifts in disguise. Instead of recognize how much this is a growth opportunity. And I can hear you saying, I don't need another growth opportunity. Well, we signed up for an infinitude of growth possibilities. That's why we're in this physical suit, which literally registers pain and fear, because we're here to learn and grow. When you recognize a giant life event, don't shy away from it or push it away going, I don't want to think about it. Because then it chases you down and other events seem to happen and follow it because you didn't anchor in the learning. Remember, it's all about learnings. But more importantly, don't turn it against yourself. We ran the very real chance of losing both babies. And so we had to choose to let go of one to save the other. It's a decision I hope you never, ever, ever have to make. Decision of letting go of a child to save another. With that said, it would have been so easy to turn the gun on ourselves, so to speak. And to say, Michael, I don't want to point even a fake finger gun. You really screwed up. How could you do that? How could you choose to do that? And I could have torn myself apart. Jessica could have torn herself apart with guilt, with not even shame. Guilt, there's almost not a word strong enough. Guilt and shame and blame for what happened. And a belief that you made a wrong decision. You did not make a wrong decision. Whatever big event happened in your life was a cosmic setup, was here for your highest good and the highest good of all, and you couldn't have done anything differently given the information that you had at the time. You operated under the best information you had at the time because that was the information that God, Source, Universe, giant cheeseburger in the sky, gave you to help you decide A versus B. Certainly the same can be said with Miraku and Hannah. We did the best we could with the information we had, which we're actually ecstatic about because baby Hannah is coming through. Miraku we know is coming through if the opportunity is even half presented for her. But we didn't tear ourselves apart, and you can't tear yourself apart. Anything else. But understand, it wasn't your fault. You didn't create these nodes on the timeline of your life. They were set up for you. It's a cosmic setup. What you don't want to do is turn everything back on yourself. Instead, woohoo at best, or just love yourself up. I guess at worst. Woohoo at best, love yourself up, or at least don't attack yourself. Because in a very real sense, there was nothing you could do about it. So love yourself up. Love yourself up. Even despite the, I did this bad thing, I did the other, I made this horrible decision. I put it up in quotes, horrible decision. There's no such thing. Yeah, but I cheated on, or I stole, or I hurt this person, or you did the best you could. No, I didn't. Yeah, you did. You were set up. Now that doesn't mean you can't do different the next time around because you're set up for even greater success the next time around. Well, what about free will, Michael? Do I have any say in this game at all? You have a huge amount of say until it comes to the nodes, because the nodes are gonna get you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Surrender into the nodes. Allow the nodes to happen. Hell, you can go somewhere online. There's an old video of me being airlifted out of this creek for my second near-death experience, which led to me having an identical twin titanium femur and hip in my right leg to what I did for node number 1, so to speak, in my left. NDE number 1 at least, not node number 1, NDE number 1. And I went from an inch leg length discrepancy to balanced. Hello, no coincidence. That was a massive node in my life. The nodes are unavoidable. We don't worry about them. We can certainly dot our I's and cross our T's and get ourselves as strong, particularly on the inside, as we can. We don't worry about them, but we become as awake and aware in life as we can, living at the highest level, to live more of what we would like to experience rather than continuous lessons that we could experience. So over the last 8 years, had I not been listening, I could have been whacked, and kind of limped along. Instead, I had this hard but relatively glorious time with no serious pain until 3 months ago. I had, in a sense, more free will over the last 8 years, minus these massive large events That's the same for you. You have, let's put it one other way. I had the most amazing service dog, Sawa. Sawa was an incredible Brittany. She knew my blood sugar so much better than I did, back when my blood sugar wasn't under control the way it is now. Actually, I rewired my body, or healed my body for that. How does it get any better than this? From pre-diabetic to nothing even close. Woohoo! So much you can do with yourself, so much you can do for yourself. When I first met Sawa, I came to board I had 3 horses at the time, came to board them at this place in Fort Collins. And this almost year-old Brittany, filled with energy, had a collar on attached to a chain link chain attached to a steel cable. And she could pull the steel link, good Lord, up and down this cable, I don't know, maybe 50 yards in each direction. She could go about, 20 feet to the side, maybe less, 10 feet to the side, 20 feet each way, and 50 yards up and down. Her path was only from A to B. That's all she could do. She could zip up and down this line. To the side, it was only 10 feet before she got choked, which is awful. Thank God I was able to rescue her from this place. How does it get any better than this? And she then in turn rescued me. Our lives are kind of like that cable. We're going from A to B no matter what. You signed up with a specific path, with specific learnings and dreams and goals and aspirations and inspirations. You signed up for this path. That's your soul contract. But now the easy way or the hard way is you can choose to stay within that chain and have all these magical experiences that you want. Or you can go to the end of the chain by not listening and get choked. And it hurts. The choice is up to you. It's actually quite simple. The more we listen to the universe, the more that we pay attention, the more that we go quiet, do things like automatic writing, or talk to nature, talk to the animals, talk to the birds. The more that we can build breath or pause into our lives, the more we're running up and down that cable without getting choked on the sides. That's why I say kind, gentle, easy, good. The more we don't listen, the more that we're stuck in the hectic day-to-day, the more that we're going, the more that we're just operating out of this fear-based nervous system, the more that we get choked. So if you take one thing away from here today, one thing at all, it's that all of this is happening for you, and that this soul contract is here to help you learn and grow. And that it may not have to be nearly as difficult if you take the deep dive in and begin to listen to spirit at a higher level. That's perhaps the greatest lesson for any of us. I say that I desire to have even more of a spirit-driven life. What's that mean? How much more time can I spend in prayer? How much more time can I spend communing with the Spirit, doing automatic writing, in prayer, talking to my angels, talking to my guides, talking to Mother Earth? The more I do that, the less likely I am for thudda, 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 thudda. The big thuddas are still going to happen. Nothing I can do about it. Soul contract. Is that a limiting belief? No, we've got a soul contract. Maybe I'm done with the soul contract by boo-boos. Woohoo! But challenges are still challenges. Well, Michael, you're a good or great teacher. Why is it happening to you? Well, when the student is ready, the teaching will appear. Apparently, I'd be ready for another teaching, and you will too. So, what does this leave you with today? Do the work on the inside. Dive into a process, whether it's automatic writing, whether it's meditation at a high level, whether it's communing with the angels, trees, nature, whatever. The squirrels, the chipmunks, one of my favorite, the crickets. Whatever it is, to listen to Spirit at the highest level you can, to allow Spirit to guide you at the highest level you can, and then surrender when these nodes can at the highest level you can, so that you move past them more fluidly, more quickly, with greater grace and ease, so you can come out even stronger on the other side. Because I promise you this, if you know these things are happening through you and for you, not to you. As I like to say, if you understand this soul contract is not a set up to hurt you, but a set up to help you and to grow, then you will rock this world at a completely new level, at a much higher level, fully in your power and body as the energetic being in human form that you were meant to be, bar none. That's where the game is played. That's who you're at. I'm Michael Sandler. You're watching Inspire Nation. Keep on shining bright. Woohoo! Big thumbs up. Subscribe if you like this. Click the bell icon to be notified of upcoming shows, YouTube premieres, live events with me. Bring your questions every Monday night, plus live events on occasion with my wife, Jessica, as well. There's the School of Mystics at InspireNationUniversity.com. Big thumbs up, comments, subscribe. Here's the next amazing video. Love you guys so much, and keep on shining bright. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this?